YouTube? We're back with another video, and today on the channel we are reacting to a video called 22 Crazy Myths About Mexico That Americans Believe. Let me know down below if this video was something that you guys were interested in. Also, if you do want to see more videos like this on the channel, let me know down below. If you do like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, hit that like button down below, and without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the video.
From what I see online, Mexico is either $2 tacos, white sand beaches, and mariachi bands playing everywhere, or cartels, kidnappings, and some kind of non-stop danger zone where your life is constantly at risk. There's never no in between. In this video,
You know, I'm not gonna lie, there's actually a lot of videos like that I've seen on like social media, like out here, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like social media probably varies, like your For You page, one based on what you watch and two based on where you are. But like if something happens, it's gonna be on your For You page regardless. But with that being said, that was a little off topic, but I always see this, like people are always saying like, oh, Mexico is this dangerous place, like Mexico is this, Mexico is that. But then you turn around and somebody from the US is always traveling to Mexico. And it's like, if it's so dangerous, what are you doing out there then? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but people are always saying Mexico is dangerous. And from what I've seen, everywhere has bad places. Like, if you go somewhere that's known for being bad, especially in the US, they have a lot of bad places out here. Like, if you go to a certain part of a state that you know is bad, it's like a 90% chance something bad is gonna happen to you, because why are you there? Like it's like bad places are everywhere. That's normal.
I'm going to clear everything up. These are the 22 biggest myths Americans still believe about Mexico. And honestly,
Okay,
I used to believe many of these myself. Number one,
you know, I'm not even gonna be a hypocrite. Some of these I actually used to believe, especially when I was younger. I used to think Mexico was like a bad place, as well, well, a lot of places in other countries, because I feel like that's mainly what's said out here when it's not true. I used to be one of these people who used to believe this. I'm not gonna lie. Do I believe it now? No, I don't. I've opened my eyes. But like as a kid, I used to believe this because like you're a kid, like you're younger, you're gonna believe.
Mexico is dirt cheap everywhere. Tacos can be insanely affordable. But here's the real deal. If you want to live in those trendy foreigner places like Roma Norte, Palenco, in Mexico City, or the beachfront zones in Tulum and Playa del Carmen, expect high prices. Rents start about $1,200 a month for a one bedroom, sometimes way more. Electronics, imported goods, almond milk, those can cost much more than Canada or even the US. And a new iPhone, expect 10 to 15% more. Yeah, thanks to import taxes. Same goes for gym memberships and fancy restaurants.
This is a little off topic, but do y'all be buying like the new iPhones when they come out? I'm not gonna lie, I got the 12. I've been having the 12 since the 12 came out. And I'm not changing until this phone go out. Do y'all buy like the new iPhones? Because I'm not gonna lie, Apple know what they be doing. Then they be charging for like the charging piece and the cord. Not buying that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't be doing it.
But here's the thing, Mexico is a big country. Step outside of those high demand spots and you'll find towns and neighborhoods where life is way more affordable. You might not find a Whole Foods style grocery store around the corner from you, or a yoga studio. For you, if it's choosing the right comforts that you get at home.
Also, if any of these are wrong, let me know down below because I'm actually curious.
You're gonna pay a lot more. If you want simpler living that's more quiet and less flashy, you'll pay a lot less. Both exist and both have their own rhythms. Number two, it's dangerous.
I feel like that
everywhere.
makes sense.
Danger exists, yeah, sure it does. But danger also exists in places like Chicago and LA. Just like almost.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie. People be acting like the US don't be having no bad places. I guarantee you, if you go to a certain place that you hear is bad, they're probably gonna rob you out here. It's the same in like any other country, I believe. Like I feel like there's safe places, and then there's places that are not so safe. Don't go to the places that are not so safe. That is not a spot for you to be in. Why are you there? Like I can see if you have no choice, like you live there. But like if you go there, you don't live there. You just there to be there. Why are you out there? Like, I feel like it gets misconstrued. Because, like, I've seen Mexico videos of, like, people exploring. And, like, this is many different people. Most of the places don't be dangerous. If you go to a dangerous spot, of course it's going to be danger there. You walked into the danger zone. Like, what? Like, it's not going to follow you out, but what are you doing in there? Like, does that make sense?
Every other country in the world, most of Mexico is filled with moms driving SUVs, taking their kids to school, entrepreneurs opening cafes, teens hanging out in plazas after class, and retirees enjoying their morning walks. It's soccer practice on dusty fields.
Yes, like in the videos, I know y'all always remember me saying, I see like the people sitting on like the benches and stuff. they be enjoying their day. Like they be out walking, like in the markets. They have a lot of people. Like the streets be packed. People be walking. It's not a lot of people in cars either. Like they're just strolling down. Like, bro.
Families going to church in the supermarket on Sundays, and couples out for late night tacos. People going to work, paying bills, making plans for the weekend. It's just like everywhere else. So
That's
get
a
this
fact.
out of your mind that everywhere is a war zone in Mexico. Number three, every Mexican wants to move to the US. That old belief implies that everybody in Mexico wants to move to the US. And it's way more layered than that. Lots of Mexicans are staying, building careers in startups in Guadalajara, opening family-run restaurants in Oaxaca, and running Airbnb businesses in Merida.
You know, I actually like that. I see like a lot of like family businesses, especially like in the street markets and like the family owned restaurants. A lot of them like pass it down from generation to generation. I think that is so cool.
Raising families, buying homes, sending their kids to local universities. And it's not out of necessity because they have to. It's out of pride and choice. I've asked a few Mexicans if they ever dreamt about living in the US. And a few of them do say yes. But a lot of them tell me that they're in the right place already, which is Mexico. To them, it's not about chasing the so-called American dream anymore. It's about living their own version of success right here, surrounded by culture, family, and everything else that feels like home to them. Myth number four
I
is
feel like
people
that makes
think
sense.
Mexicans are lazy. This one hits me hard because it could be further from the truth. Mexicans
No, I've heard so many people say this, like especially like growing up, like in school, like that is like not the teachers teaching it, but like I've heard that like people say this before, whether it be on social media, like IRL, me. No, I'm not gonna lie. In public, I used to like be a nosy kid. I used to eavesdrop on conversations. I ain't gonna lie. So anyway, that was so off topic, but I'm pretty sure y'all did it too. Like as a kid, did we not just eavesdrop on random people's conversations? But anyway, like on social media, I've seen it. Like people will post like dumb stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, in Mexico, especially like the street markets, I see a lot of hardworking people, and even just out like and about. Like I see like people opening their own like massage things like on the streets. They do shoe cleanings. Most of them make the stuff that they sell. Like I seen the man was making the baskets. They make their ornaments. They make like a lot of them make hands-on stuff, even like the sculptures. Usually, I feel like out here we have like artists, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a lot of machinery has taken over many countries. So it's like people don't really be hands on no more. They literally just make sure the machine, like they hire people to make sure the machine works, and the machine does everything that a human can do. So it's like I've seen like a lot of people in Mexico doing what some people use machines for, if that makes sense. Now I'm not saying there's no machines in Mexico because I'm pretty sure machines are everywhere, but I notice a lot of people in Mexico are more hands on and they put in more work than the average person, in my opinion.
are some of the hardest working people that I've ever met. Statistically, Mexico has one of the longest work weeks in the world. Some small business owners open at dawn, and some street
Oh yes, it's just like that street vendor. I think he opened at like 5 o'clock in the morning and like closed at 1. 5 o'clock in the morning, which means he's probably up by like 3 or 4 at the earliest. Maybe even like 2, maybe. Because it's like you have to get all your stuff ready. Most of them prep their food. They cook it fresh that same morning to be open by 5 to serve people. And like they have to get up super early for that. A lot of those markets do.
vendors stay open until midnight. And they don't just work hard in Mexico. I have a friend back home in Canada. He runs a painting business and he says he only hires Mexicans. It's not this cheap labor thing because he pays them what they're deserved in Canada. It's because they show up on time. They hardly take days off. He says like it feels like they want to be there. Unlike Canadian born people that just complain about being there. So yeah, Mexicans work really hard. So get that out of your head. Number five is that everyone speaks English. Now look, in tourist spots, sure, a lot of people do speak English. Or worst case, you get around with hand gestures to point things out. But the moment you step outside of that bubble, into local markets, smaller towns, you've got to learn some Spanish. Basic phrases will help, but
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that should be. I feel like if you go to another country, I feel like you should at least try to learn the bare minimum of their language. Like, don't go there not knowing nothing unless you get like a translator. I feel like if you have a translator, then cool, fine, whatever. Like, if you try to learn a language and you just can't, I get that. I'm not gonna lie. My brain is so out of whack, it's gonna be extremely hard for me to learn multiple languages. Like, I feel like Spanish is okay because I learned like a little bit of Spanish in like in high school. I think I took like 3 years of Spanish. So that's like fine. But like multiple languages, that can probably get confusing. But I feel like if you're gonna go to another country with no tour guide, no like translator, bro, learn a little bit of the language. Cause like I feel like it's a bare minimum. Like when you see like other people like from other countries, they come here, they know like English. So I feel like when you go to their country, it's like respect to learn their language too. Like don't just be in their face like screaming. No, y'all know one thing I don't like? When people see that somebody doesn't speak English, I've seen this multiple times by the way. I'm not lying. They will yell, like they'll yell in English like screaming louder makes them understand. I see that when people be traveling too, and I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Like I've seen that so many times, I swear. And I'd be like, just because you talk louder, that don't mean they're gonna understand you. Like, just learn the language if you're gonna be out there.
Don't walk around expecting everyone to speak English, that everyone speaks your language. That's part of the experience. It actually makes things feel more real and human if you learn a little bit of Spanish to get around. And like I said, the simple phrases will help. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience. I've been living here for almost 2 years. And while my understanding is getting a little better every day, I'm starting to understand more, I still can't speak Spanish very well. And honestly, it's embarrassing. My excuse is that I'm a stay-at-home dad and I spend a lot of time with my son raising him. But that's just excuses. And life gets in the way. But as he gets a little bit older, I'm going to still learn more Spanish. And when he's in school, I'm going to start going to school myself. But if you're thinking about moving to Mexico at any point, make the language your priority sooner than later, because it will make a big difference, trust me. And it really will help you connect with the local people. And the more you do that, the more you'll realize they're beautiful here. The people are beautiful. Number 6, Mexican food is just tacos and burritos. First of all, burritos are not Mexican food. That's an American.
No, I'm not gonna lie. This is so common in the US and I don't know why. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I used to be one of these people that thought like tacos and burritos was all over Mexico. Like, especially when I was younger. I don't believe it no more, of course. Like, I know now. But back then, I used to believe that. And I feel like I don't even know where that came from. Does anybody know where that myth came from? Like, who created that? I don't know, but I've heard it so many times.
Made Mexican food. But if that's all you're eating, you're seriously missing out. Mexican food is a whole universe. Different regions, different ingredients, completely different styles all over the place. It's like saying that Italian food is just pizza and spaghetti. You wouldn't just walk into a restaurant in Italy and expect every dish to be a slice of pepperoni pizza, would you? It's the same thing
That's a
here.
fact.
Every state in Mexico has its own thing going on. Some places are about slow cooked meats. Others have rich, complex sauces that take days to prepare. You got street food that looks simply, but it hits with layers of flavor.
Okay, let me ask y'all something. What would y'all like if y'all had to pick y'all's favorite Mexican dish? What would y'all pick? For like okay, if you were recommending like me a dish, right? What would everybody's one dish? Okay, I'll give one or two dishes. If you can't choose between two dishes, you could put two. But what is like your number one dish that you would like tell me like, "Oh, you have to try this." Like what would it be? Like let me know down below what would you pick for me to try? Because I'm not gonna lie, from what I've seen so far and like the videos I react to in the past, bro, there's so many dishes and then there's probably so many more that I just haven't seen and have no clue what it is.
That don't even make sense until you taste sweet, spicy, smoky, earthy. It's all there, baby. And honestly, a lot of this stuff doesn't even look like what most people think of Mexican food should look like. It's not always wrapped in tortilla or smothered in cheese. Sometimes it's soup, sometimes it's roasted meat, sometimes it's this ancient recipe passed down through generations that never even left a particular town. Number 7, it's all desert and cactuses here. That's only part of the picture.
I used to hear that
People
so
hear
much.
Mexico and automatically think deserts, cactus, and beach.
You know what else I feel like is a problem? Movies. I feel like movies, like in the US anyway, movies out here depict a lot of these like I call them stereotypes. Like stereotypes and like myths. I feel like movies have a lot of these in here. So of course if we see it in a movie, we think it has some type of like realism to it. And I feel like that's another problem. It like a lot of these are inside movies. I kid
But
you
that's
not.
just a slice of what this beautiful country has to offer. The country's landscape is vast. It's beautiful. And it varies all over the place. You got tropical beaches with turquoise water, dense green jungles that feel like something out of a movie. And yeah, actual snow. There's snow here in Mexico. Head to
What
a
is that
place like
noise?
Toluca or Chihuahua, it's cold in the wintertime. You can find pine forests, mountain roads, and even some place there's snow and ice. Mexico is like 5 different.
Oh, I don't know if y'all remember. Do y'all remember that video we reacted to? It was like he was kind of like on a mountain, and it was like it was like snow there.
Countries in one when it comes to landscape. Number 8, that the healthcare in Mexico is low quality. Now here's the real story. Private healthcare in Mexico is legit. I'm not just repeating something I read online. We had our son in a private hospital here, and honestly, it felt like checking into a 5-star hotel. Didn't really feel like a hospital. The room was massive and the food was amazing, actually. Which if you ever stayed at a hospital, especially in Canada where I'm from,
Well, hospital food is like, I don't know. Like I know it's, but like it don't be having no seasonings because like some people can't eat salt, some people can't eat like sodium. But I'm not gonna lie, hospital food is a no for me.
food being good is very rare. And the service was almost too good. Doctors, nurses, food staff, cleaning crew, people kept constantly checking up on us, making sure everything was okay. There's board certified doctors, modern equipment. It's all here. And the prices, they're a fraction of what you would pay in the US. I'm not saying
I
it's
believe it.
perfect. No place is. But don't believe the worst headlines and assume the whole system is falling apart here. And if you know what hospital to go to, it will be a completely different experience than what you think you'll experience. Number 9, everybody in Mexico is corrupt. You hear stories, of course you do. The headlines love to paint Mexico as some nonstop chaos, murders, cartels, danger.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. This is also said a lot out here. Like this is basically like I feel like it's kind of almost taught to you. Like you see it in movies, you see it online, you hear it on like the radios sometimes. Like it's like you hear a lot of this, and like it's almost like your brain is trained to believe it unless you actually go out and look for yourself and be like, oh, this was a lie this whole time.
All this danger on every corner. But the truth, most people are here just to live regular lives, to be honest. They work, they pay bills, they raise their kids. It's the same as everywhere else for 99% of the population. Me personally, living in Mexico City, I don't get bothered by anybody. The only people that really bother me are the ones that want to say hello to me or practice English. And I have no problem with that. I went to Walmart yesterday and there was a guy that just wanted to talk to me, ask me where I'm from. All people really bother me about, and I don't mind at all. I don't get bothered by cops. No.
That's actually so funny because that's actually so nice. Like he probably just genuinely wanted to see, like, because you see people that you realize is not from there, and he was probably just curious. He was like, let me go talk to this guy. And it's so funny because like everybody, like especially in certain places in like the US, everybody's in a rush, so like stuff like this like you'd rarely see. I say you see it from like older people. Like older people like to talk, but like I feel like newer generations it's just rush, rush, rush. And like if you try to talk to them, they might kind of like side eye you and be like, "Why are you talking to me?" So I feel like stuff like that is cool.
Shady characters. I don't see cartel members roaming the streets like on a Netflix series that you start to believe it's true. And really, the only person that asks
Oh
me
yeah,
for
no,
money
that's
is
fact.
the
I told y'all it's
person
movies.
at the red light while I'm in my car juggling fire. Yeah, he juggles fire. It's cool. And he only asks for.
Wait, what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, it's the same way out here though. Like they be trying to wash windows for like money. I feel like that's everywhere though. Like I feel like that's kind of normal everywhere. Like especially like because there's like a lot of homeless people in the world, and they be like trying to just find anything to do for money. And yeah, I feel like that's normal.
Couple pesos, and he deserves more than a couple pesos. He's really good, and that's what hits me. People here really want to work for it. No one's standing around waiting for handouts. It's a grind. They're selling candies, they're juggling fire, they're cleaning your windows. It's every day in 100 small quiet ways you wouldn't notice unless you were living here. Number 10, Mexicans only drink tequila. That's one of those cartoon versions of reality people can't seem to shake. I'm not saying Mexicans
You know, they
don't
do be
enjoy
saying this.
tequila.
I'm not gonna lie,
It's
they
definitely
do.
a part of the culture. But honestly, beer is more popular. You walk into any corner store and on the shelves aren't lined with tequila bottles. It's lined with beer, all different kinds of beer. And here's what most people don't realize about Mexicans is that there are a lot of people here that don't drink. Mexico isn't just this non-stop party vibe that everyone thinks it is. Here, there's just regular life with regular people making regular choices. Number 11, Everybody wears sombreros and ponchos. For most Mexicans,
Stop. This be in like the cartoons and like TV shows. This one, I'm not gonna lie, they do be saying this. They don't say it, but like they'll throw it in movies and make you believe it.
that's Hollywood nonsense. Depending on
Yes,
where they're
yes.
from, some Mexicans dress that way, especially if they work on a ranch. But for the most part, people dress like anywhere else in the world. Jeans,
You know, because even like when I see like the like videos, like they're literally dressed normal. Like literally, you probably go to the like if you go to the U.S. and see a person dressed, you go to Mexico, they might even be wearing the same shirt sometimes. Like from what I've seen in the background of videos, nobody's in cowboy boots, nobody's in sombreros 24/7, nobody's in like cultural like outfits unless it's like a reason for them to be. Like if that makes sense.
sneakers, hoodies. You'll see more Nikes and Adidas here than cowboy hats. Hollywood isn't real life, so you need to get those images out of your head. Myth number 12 is Mexico doesn't really export anything but labor. That's completely false. Mexico's economy is way more dynamic than most people give it credit for. It's one of the world's biggest players in car manufacturing. Brands like GM, Ford, Volkswagen, BMW, they all build vehicles here. We're talking about full-on production plants, engineering teams, global export, and it
I
doesn't
didn't know
just
that.
stop at cars. Mexico is also a huge hub for electronics, producing everything from flat screens to smartphones, and even critical components for aerospace. And I can sit here forever. The list goes on.
You know, I did not know that. I definitely did not know that.
Mexico isn't just supporting other economies, it's competing with in big ways. There's a whole industrial engine running here that most people never see. And you don't see it because it doesn't show up on your vacation brochure or on your social media feed. Number 13, the Mexican police are always corrupt. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some are. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or anything. Corruption exists everywhere. And yes, you might hear the stories, but let's be real. I've even seen shady cops back home in Toronto, Canada.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's everywhere. I feel like that's regardless. That's gonna be like whether you want to believe it or not, that's gonna be everywhere. Like you might not know who it is, but that's everywhere. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely believe that will be everywhere you go. Like it's just like in the shows. Like I don't know if y'all ever watch like Law and Order and stuff. Stuff they depict in there happen like in real life. Like there's probably like articles about it online. That is everywhere. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I was watching a video one time and like the police actually came up to like the woman recording, or was it? I don't remember if it was Monica's channel or somebody else's channel. No, I think it was maybe somebody else's channel. The police came up to him and like they were actually talking to him. Like one lady wanted to take a picture and they didn't even know him. They just seen a camera and thought he was taking pictures of people. And they were nice. They were trying to take a picture with him.
It's not just a Mexico thing. Every country has its issues.
I feel like every country is probably gonna have good officers and bad officers. Like it just matters who you run into, I guess.
That said, especially in larger cities and tourist zones, things are starting to change and reforms are happening. And it's not like every police interaction is some sort of shady shakedown. In my neighborhood where I live in Mexico City, there's a constant police presence because it's a nicer neighborhood. So there's a lot of police here, but they're not harassing and hassling anybody. They actually wave to me and say hello. That's as much as I really get from them, actually. And I've traveled all over this country, from small towns to big cities, and I still haven't had the pleasure of paying off a cop. Not once. So let's stop acting like every badge comes with a bribe. Most of the time it doesn't. They're just
a
normal
fact.
people doing their job, like anywhere else. So get over it. Number 14, Mexicans don't care about education. This is such a lazy, outdated stereotype. The reality is that there's a massive push towards education here. School, university, professional careers is a huge part of their culture. Families take it serious. It's non-negotiable serious. I've met parents who actually sacrifice their own comfort just to make sure their kids get through university. And get this.
You know, back when I first started this channel, there was a woman that commented on my video, and she had said that she put her daughter through school, and her daughter was doing like insanely well. I don't know if she still watches this channel, but she said that her daughter was doing like insanely well, and she said she paid for everything. Like she said that's common in Mexico, that the parent takes on the bills of their kids going to school and they pay for it. And I feel like that should be everywhere. I feel like that should be more common to see everywhere, especially the US, because the US charges an arm and a leg to go to school after school, if that makes sense. Like, is that not actually insane? Like, it makes no sense to me.
There's free public universities here for Mexican citizens. And these aren't some rundown schools with outdated textbooks. We're talking about top tier institutions with rigorous academics, world-class research, and alumni working in high-level fields all over the globe. It's not rare to meet someone here with 2 or 3 degrees. So no, education
I
isn't
believe it.
optional in Mexico. For a majority of people, it's a priority. And honestly, in some ways, it's respected more here than in a lot of so-called developed countries. Number 15, Mexico is behind on technology. You'd be surprised. A lot of people picture Mexico of somehow being behind when it comes to tech, but that's way off. Cities like Guadalajara and Mexico City are turning into serious innovation hubs. We're talking about fiber optic internet, speeds that put parts of the US and Canada to shame. It's smart city infrastructure is happening in real time. Public transit tracking, digital payment systems everywhere, and tech startup. They're booming here. You've got entrepreneurs here building companies that are scaling across Latin America and beyond. So
I
no,
didn't
it's
know
not
that.
backwards here. In fact, if you know where to look, some areas feel like they're way ahead of the rest of the world.
Well, you guys, that is the end of this video. We're going to go ahead and end it here. Let me know down below if this video actually interested you. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know down below as well. Let me know if any of these were incorrect or if these were actually spot on. Because from what I've seen, these are a lot of myths that we actually hear here in the US. And I'm pretty sure other countries do as well. Even about other countries. I feel like most of this stuff can literally be said about the US too. So I feel like countries should just stop judging. People should just stop judging in general. Let the countries be what the countries want to be and just stop putting stereotypes on certain countries. I feel like I don't know. I feel like people are very judgy these days. And people have opinions that aren't true. And I feel like everybody should have an opinion, but some stuff you don't need an opinion about. Like, just leave it to be a fact. But with that being said, if you guys did like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Thank you guys for all the support I get on this channel. I am backed up on comments, so if I haven't responded to a comment you said, I'll get to that later today. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. So I love you guys, W Night Crew, and I will see you guys on the next video.